Welcome to Start Building Me, my daily training session. My proof of concept is that training is mandatory and that you have to exercise every day, just like eating, sleeping, and for most people, watching TV. I don't know why you'd prefer watching TV over exercising, folks. It has the best feeling in terms of biochemistry, endorphins and whatnot, and just the feel-good factor that you get from exercising. So that's why I'm here. I do it every day. Like and subscribe. I do it on Twitch. If you use Twitch, you'll find that your time gets tallied and you get points for it. The more you train, the more I see it, I'll give you prizes. Prizes that are way cooler than other shite that people offer you, like stupid Twitch digital prizes and stuff. I'm talking real stuff, real products, cryptocurrency, something that I can ply you people with to show you that there's an incentive that will guide your incentive, which is your upward trajectory over time of improving your health, folks. It's one of those things where not only do you guarantee yourself a result if you do this, but once you start seeing the benefits, once it starts snowballing, you'll never stop this for the rest of your life. It's just getting through this first phase, which is what I'm trying to do. Jazz in the house, good to see you. And that's all I'm here for. Like I said, I'm the hello weary traveler, the guy at the start of the quest of the video game where you come to and I don't know, imbue you with some fancy rune or some garbage to set you on your quest or whatever that may be, folks. It's something that I'm just trying to get you here, say good day, couple minutes in, do some exercises, and then kick you out so I can go and watch the episode 9 of Andor, which I missed last week, I think, or it came out a few days. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. Now look, my knees are dry. I've done a lot of running, so I've got to start rehabilitating my knee a little bit. Speaking of knees, Sal in the house, good to see you. So that's why it's good if you need to rehabilitate your knees or take a load off. That's where box squats are good, folks. Take it easy and really just try and focus on the motion rather than repping out mindless squats, folks. It's not about how many you can do. No one cares, right? I don't care, whoever you are out there, how many squats you can do, right? It's meaningless. All you have to do is figure out how many squats you need to do. You could come here and do 5 and that's it. 1. Like I said, the numbers are arbitrary. You could sit down on a chair like this and stand back up. I'll stand a bit wider so I keep my back straighter. Let's get some form sticklers in the house telling me my technique sucks. And they're right. But form sticklers suck, so who cares, right? So sit at the edge of your bed, stand back up. Hey, you've done a squat. If you didn't do any yesterday, you've done more than you did yesterday. If you don't want to, blow the bank, then get out of here and come back tomorrow and do 2. So that's what we're doing, folks. You just come in here, you're just like, hey, I've got some time to kill. I may as well do some exercise. I don't want to spend a whole bunch of time, money. I don't want to be clad in spandex and leg warmers looking like that, gremlin in the bar. I just want to do a bit of exercise, get the blood pumping. So just as a proof of concept, I will do my training alongside with you because, folks, I walked my dogs today. I did some kettlebells outside. I did some fingerboard, some chin-ups, stuff like that, but it was a pretty casual day. I didn't feel too great this morning. I felt a little bit depressed, I'm not sure why. So I laid in bed a little bit longer than normal, drank all my cold pressed coffee and made another roast and sat there eating it all day. Well, with some cryptocurrency trading as well. So I'm gonna bang out 5, folks. Sitting back into my heels, weight going to the outside of my feet. Really focus on that, folks, because also by sending all that weight to your toes, to the outside of your feet and your heels, you'll feel your butt clench as well. That's what you should be doing. Your butt clenching pretty much in any compound movement is what's going to keep your core rigid, right? So if you find, okay, I really want to focus on my setup, you'll feel your butt tensing and obviously you'll lose that tension on the way down, but then at the bottom of the motion, you'll feel the tension go back up, the flexion and that will pull you back up. So you'll feel no tension, tension at the bottom. You'll feel the tension in your glutes at the bottom, and that's your slingshot ride back up. So that's something you have to focus on. Andor is so good, I love it. I missed it, and I'm looking forward to it as well. I think American Gigolo season ended, and Booker Kanan, the 50 Cent life story, basically, that's ended as well. I'm just counting down the days until the World Cup, folks, and you know, shit talking on crypto Twitter, which has been pretty funny. Looks like a big exchange may be going insolvent, so like always, I'll swoop down like a vulture and pick up the carcass if that ends up happening. Until then, as they say, not your keys, not your cheese. Don't keep your money on exchanges, folks. And I'll go as far to say, don't keep your money on exchanges that are run by traditional finance either. I think, you know, they've got losses that are going up to the 80 and 90% this cycle as well. So, I mean, who's the real shitcoin here? You know, at least we know most crypto projects are shitcoins. There's no, you know, mystery there. But when people are like dumping billions of dollars into like Peloton, like virtual spin cycles, it's like, yeah, maybe this, you know, what is it? The secular bull run is over. We took some pics here. Benefits, see? Oh, okay. Oh, nice. Anyway, quick. Let's get started. I've done 5 already, so I'm going to keep on going. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Grease in the groove. If you feel a little bit of tension in your hips, there's different exercises that you can do to loosen up your hips. I will get into that over time. But it's Monday. Is my hat disappearing still? No. It was looking weird. I looked at the stream. Yeah, it is. Is it when I'm close or further away? It's either that or my shiny head. Actually, my shiny head doesn't look too, I don't know why the black on my hat starts looking all weird. Anyway, whatever. Bust out a few more. So, folks, as always, sit back into your heels, right? By doing so, making sure your toes are basically lined up on an imaginary spot on the ground. If they're not, and one foot's further forward, when you start squatting, your hips won't be in the right position and they'll twist. So here I've got a line here. I can set my box up under my butt and know that when I'm going to be sitting down, there's going to be an element of symmetry there. And don't forget to breathe, like I said, for the time being. Breathing is free. A bit of a stretch in there as well. Take a load off my annoying. Oh, see? I thought it's a change in effect. My shiny head used to do what my hat does now. So it used to make my head, the top of my head used to blend in with the green screen. This is my polished head, and now it actually up in there. Anyway, this makes me look more very monk-like. And I am a monk, folks, because I figured out I unlocked the most important thing in life, which is exercise. Like I always tell people here, you can be in the gutter thinking that there's nowhere else to go, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. And within 15 minutes of exercising or running, you'll be like, what was I thinking? Like, relax. So, you know, the people who are always like, oh, exercise doesn't help my anxiety. It's like, you're not exercising properly then. It's that simple, you know. I'll take the Pepsi challenge on that any day. Or at least if it doesn't totally alleviate it, totally eliminate it, it will alleviate it for sure. But like I said, if you're just going to go for a walk, maybe you need to step it up and double time it for a run. If you're really stressed out about something, if you just killed a man, for instance, or to be fair, killed a woman, killed a person, you've got to be non-binary these days, according to the whippersnappers. Maybe you're going to have to do more than walk, folks. Anyway, let's crack out some more. Weight to the outside of your feet. Always thinking that outside of your feet, sitting back into your heels. You're sitting back into your heels, folks, or the preacher, whatever it takes, and you'll feel that slingshot action in your butt at the bottom. This is something, folks, that should be such a natural motion. You should really be able to do this like nothing else. It's funny. So smooth up top glue, man. Totally. It could get smoother, actually. It's still stubbly. I want to get one of those things that it's just like a, you know, those circular beard trimmers that Braun make. They make them for your head as well. Since I don't have one for my face, I was thinking maybe get one for my head. Feels good. Feels good. I'm just trying. What happened is I'm trying to get my scalp brown. You got to condition. Like people are saying, oh, you know, tannin is your skin cells dying. It's like, it's just your skin cells condition into more UV. And, you know, I'm convinced that if you condition your skin just like people close to the equator and in Indonesia, where there's far, far less skin cancers than there are here, it's due to the fact that they've got that more melanin in their skin, which can be conditioned, folks. And I think that's what tannin is. I don't think it's skin dying. I don't think rubbing aluminium oxide garbage into your skin's necessarily that great in the long term either. So do what you think is right, folks, because sometimes you got to go with your gut instinct. Anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Take a load off. I was doing farmers walks today, so taking my 20 kilo kettlebell and walking it around like a handbag, and then switching around into the other hand, walking laps, listening to a Joe Rogan podcast about sustainable farming from some dude from Georgia, which was pretty cool, and was wrestling the hounds in the yard. That was about it today. Played a few rounds of Counter-Strike. Like I said, going to watch Andor. Trying to lure Mum up here this week. She gets back from New Zealand. And since the old man's coming at the end of November, I figure I get them in and out on November. And get back to exercising. Get back to squats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like finance folks, it compounds. I was going to say Schwarzenegger. What did Einstein say? There are people, two types of people who understand compound interest and those who pay it, or I can't remember. Like I said, it gets to the end of the day, folks, and I usually find my brain starts glitching out a little bit. I've used my energy already. I'll be looking forward to some green tea and some roast and kicking back in. There's 2 more minutes in this 15-minute session, so I'm going to do some more squats and then we'll do some push-ups and then get out of here. 1, I'll stand a little bit wider. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Have a breather, minute 15 left. Get another 10 out undoubtedly, and hey, I'm happy with that for a Monday. In-N-Out burger. Damn right, it's exactly what it's going to be like. I figured a fair split was the old Julesinator 5000 for 2 weeks. And Dad said he was going to actually take the train up and be here for 3 or 4 days, so that'll be cool. To see them, they love the dogs, which is good because the dogs jump up on their bed. you just hear, you know, you'll be rolling over and the dog will sort of look at you like, dickhead, and I was asleep, and then they'll hop off and you just hear tink, 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 tink of them walking down the hallway, and then you hear, hello, darling, come up here. And Mum's just like, you're walking in the morning taking a leak and you just see Dale lying right back pressed to Mum or Dad, just like, I don't need you anymore. All right. 10 more seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, folks. And I say it in a little bit of a snarky way, but what we've just done here, even with box squats for 15 minutes, is more energy expenditure than I see most people do in my gym for an hour and a half. You know, if you want to go and walk at 4 kilometers an hour on a treadmill, you're not really going to be burning that much stuff, because all walking is us sort of shifting our balance from one side to another. We're quite well coordinated at that. If you want to go and have a brisk walk out there, then sure, that's going to be a lot better for you. Keith's losing his mind out there. Anyway, Keith's losing his mind everywhere. Every day he's my dog after all. Switch down to the floor camera. And sweet. So I spoke to my video editor today. He's doing videos for me for the starter streams and the starter videos that I'm going to do. So like I'm always explaining what squats, push-ups, all that stuff, I'm going to have more polished videos where I have the demonstrations of those, where I can point people to it to check it out, so I don't have to keep on saying it. I probably will anyway, because it's sort of good to teach myself, to teach people what the movements are. But yeah, that'll hopefully be cool. So without further ado, let's do some push-ups. Push-ups, spread your fingers, folks. That's something that people make mistakes. I don't know why they're doing it like a swim stroke. You're using your fingers, spreading your fingers, because it gives you a stable platform, right? Why is this important? Your fingers send signals through to your brain, and by spreading your fingers and getting that surface area, you'll get that tension in your forearms that will be sending a signal to your brain saying, I'm going to do something that requires coordination, right? So you don't want your hands to just be some flipper. You want to have your hands spread like that. Think like a claw for a cat. Now, if you can do push-ups, cool. If you can't do push-ups, you can do them off your knees like this. And it doesn't matter, because in the end, like I said, the repetitions become arbitrary. So you will be able to do more off your knees. So you'll be pumping more blood, and that's fine. So you can just do them off your knees if you prefer. And breathe as always. And maybe just warm up doing them off your knees, and then do some strict push-ups. It really doesn't matter, folks. It does not matter, because when in the end, unless you're surfing, and then it's still not even going to be the case, where you're going to be pushing yourself up as a strict push-up, right? It's a very unnatural movement. It's not something that you do much ever, if ever, right? Squatting is something you do every day. A chin-up even has more practical applications if you're, you know, well, a monkey basically, but also a rock climber. It's not often in nature, like what are you going to be, lying on a tree trunk in between a river and have to push yourself up like that? Like, is there seriously any other example you can think of where you need to do it? So if you cannot do a push-up like this, tense your butt, of course, looking up, and breathe. It doesn't matter. Do what you can do, which is walking out your hands over your knees like that, or even like here, like a right angle. And folks, these have great applications. I busted both my shoulders at different times and I couldn't do a push-up at all. So what I was doing is I was just leaning forward and putting a bit of weight over my shoulders, and I couldn't even do that, right? I could only put a bit of weight into it. And again, every rehabilitative cycle I've had, I've been listening to Joe Rogan podcasts. I know he gets a lot of flack in the media, and everybody thinks, well, he's got this big platform, he should think like me. It's like, don't you see the irony in that? It's like, oh, this person's very popular, they should be more like me. It's like, well, they're not going to be popular if they're more like you, because you're a boring twit. So anyway, I won't go on that tangent. But every time I'll be listening to Joe Rogan podcasts, listening to inspiring people, and learning how to walk again, learning how to do push-ups again. And folks, believe it or not, these are some very important things that I've been doing in development, because you can really just start getting blood flowing into your upper body. Think about it. You've been lying in bed for weeks, or I had been lying in bed for weeks on multiple occasions from injuries. And all you want to do, like, you crave movement in the end. And you crave just anything that's going to stress you out, something that's going to make you sleep better. All the things that people neglect with physical exercise. And then wonder why their sleep's bad, or wondered why they're gaining weight, or wonder why they're anxious and depressed. If I don't exercise, and the other night I ate a pack of those Natural Confection Company sour worms, just a pack of them, right? A regular pack. And the next morning I woke up and it was like I had a case of beers and a bottle of vodka. I felt so hungover the next day from sugar. And even though you don't counteract the effect, you can burn it off, so at least you don't have the stored calories of that junk product, which it obviously is junk. It doesn't matter if there's any artificial flavors or coloring in that stuff. If it makes you feel hungover, I think it's usually a sign that you shouldn't be eating it, right, or consuming it. And again, follow what I say, not what I do. Because historically I have been eating, well, not eating junk, but, drinking alcohol and stuff like that, which has always left me feeling miserable. And now when I don't do it, at least I can only feel the damage that sugar does. And I spoke to Hisham, a friend of mine in Canada today, and we were talking about it, how rubbish you feel for days after eating sugar. So just something to be mindful of, folks. You can, like this morning, I woke up and it was undoubtedly to do with the sugar, but you just like, I feel depressed. What's wrong? Like, why am I this way? Like, you start to blame other things other than what it actually is, because you forget how crap sugar makes you feel. You're just like, it must be something else. I must have got a bad night's sleep or something, which it probably did as well. Do a few push-ups here and then. Son says she loves the start. Yeah, mate, I know. Dude, I can't walk down that aisle because I'll always just grab them and have a pack of them if I get them. They're ridiculous. And speaking of ridiculous, I ate them so quick, the whole pack yesterday whilst watching the Premier League, that I was like sweating, like that terror sweat where you're just like, man, I shouldn't have done that. Yeah, too good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Or off your knees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 maybe, or 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whatever you've got. Just pump some blood through your muscles, folks. Take it easy. What do we got? Still only 23 minutes, and I'm already going for broke. I'll take a break for a minute or two. So yeah, switching it up. Just got roasts, gonna be eating red meat until they start having carbon tracker scores and I can't eat red meat anymore. The dogs will eat me, I think. They've got the taste for the good life now. 5 o'clock in the morning, you go dump the kibble in their bowl and they're looking at you like, mate, what the hell is this? Use wish, mate. And their kibble ain't cheap. Like 20 bucks of their kibble is a month's worth. I guess it's not too bad, 150 bucks, but I don't know. I used to think it was cheaper. A long time ago, I'm guessing. Crackety crack. 24, 5 more minutes, folks. What have you got in 5 more minutes? As you can see, I haven't got much more. I did the lawn mowing today as well. That was pretty cool. Hasn't rained up here in a few days, so I did some laundry and chucked down some fertilizer, which was good as well. Didn't take the beetle out today, so I might take the beetle out for a spin now. Drive up the road, get some cellworms. Just joking. Go get, what did I want from the supermarket? Oh no, I got bananas. I think I just wanted to take the beetle for a cruise. I might just take the beetle for a quick cruise and always trying to get two birds with one stone, but it's always fun just to drive the beetle around. Oh, 25 minutes. Wow, I'm kicking ass now. No Dale taking up the floor today. I think he quite liked being here yesterday, the old Dale. He just like being the centre of attention. Man, I didn't sleep well last night. The dogs kept on coming in. It was the sour worms for sure. I can't remember what it was. It was something weird. Like I can just remember waking up and itching my bald head. Maybe I've got nits. So, yeah, just theorizing with push-ups. Use your toes, you know, dig your toes into the ground like, you know, as they should be, not like straight, but like that kind of. It's the same as your hands will tell your brain to give yourself a stable platform. Always have your hands closer to your chest. A lot of people do push-ups out there. All that's going to do is load up your shoulder joint. If you think of the joint action that your shoulder takes, why would it be more efficient to do it further away? A lot of people do the same with bench press because if you go further away, it's less distance traveled, so it's easier to do. The closer it is, as you can see, there's not a mechanical advantage there because you're pushing yourself further, but you're using your tricep, which is a shorter muscle, very strong muscle, hard to injure, unlike shoulders. If you speak to people, combat sports people, cyclists, track and field, whatever it is that people have done, it's usually back, knees and shoulders that people have issues with. So you want to try, as I sit here with a terrible posture, you really want to try and make sure you don't wreck your shoulders, folks, because I know Sal and I have kind of screwed up our knees, but maybe they'll have some 2-for-1 orthopedic hack job where they can replace our knees at some stage, unless I figure out a solution before that happens. 28 minutes, folks. Have you got another 20, 30 push-ups left? Like, maybe you do, maybe you don't. Maybe you've got 3 sets of 5. Maybe you've got 3 sets of 2 or 3. So maybe 9. See what you've got. I'll see what I've got. Nice and casual, like tension in your butt. 7, 8, 9, 10. Sit back into your, sit on your butt rather, 1.5 minutes. Do some head circles, side to side. And neck issues is what people get as well, but not me. My neck is one of the strongest points of my training focus. Grip is getting better as well, doing the old fingerboard exercises. Ramping that up now. Climbing wall still hasn't opened. Another minute on the clock, folks, and then we get out of here to do sightseeing. Hopefully, Jazz, you've got something interesting lined up tonight. Ben hopefully is hard at the grind, trying to get some rainmakers to give him more money for his business. The nature of it. Anyway, 30 seconds left on the clock. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Solid workout, folks. 30 minutes and even less than 30 minutes of solid exercise. More than most people do at a gym. Good for your posture, good for your mental well-being, aids your digestion, improves your sleep. Take your vitamins, believe in the Hulk Hogan. I was looking at that Gawker article about him the other day. Maybe he's not so holy as he used to be in the 80s. Anyway, I digress. Have a good day, folks. Like and subscribe. Love yous all. Take it easy. And see you tomorrow.